Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Monday.
Did you get enough sleep over the weekend?
No. You and I got no sleep this weekend, man.
Very minimal, especially Saturday night into Sunday morning. Went to bed about 10:30. Got up at 2
Yes.
a.m.
And if we do the time conversion, it's 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
time.
here. Yeah.
So 3.5 hours, I believe, is what we got Sunday
morning.
Sunday morning, Saturday night. And then I'd hoped to get a nap upon arrival after I put Rigel down for a nap, but I had too much to do, so I wrote the newsletter instead and worked on the the pig shelter. So I am just sleep deprived. But we still killed our heavy pull day today.
Mm-hmm. I went heavier than I actually thought I was going to be able to, so yeah. I'm good.
Is this the heaviest you've gone since we started our split?
In a while, yeah, with bids.
Because you haven't done 365 with the new split yet, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so 315. And then I went up in weight today for 405, but I only did 2 reps for those 3 sets. Last week I did 365 for 7, I think. But 405 felt pretty heavy.
Yeah. Everything kind of it just felt heavy. I think probably just the weekend.
I went on that run yesterday after you dropped me off, and I could tell that 3.5 hours of sleep is not conducive to a trail run either. I just felt more winded. Plus, we ate a ton of meat at that Brazilian steakhouse the night prior, so I was probably I was holding a lot of water. Mm-hmm. It was not optimal.
And well, for those listening, we were at Hack Your Health in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, really. Mm-hmm. Flew back Sunday. We had 2 flights yesterday, Sunday. So we had to be at the Tampa airport at, what time did we get there? 3:15, 3:30?
Yeah, we had to drop the rental car off.
Yep.
So we got there early for that, and then just done flights way back.
2 flights.
2 flights.
Yeah. Which was actually, I know on the way down to Tampa late last week, there was still a little bit of that, I don't know, questionable airport status kind of stuff going on, but everything was smooth.
Yeah,
our layovers were 1 hour. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that all went good. But definitely feeling a little sleep deprived to start the week, faux show.
And you talked on the food addiction panel, which last year was one of the hottest panels, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, because it filled that entire breakout room. This year
was a bigger breakout room, and it was also
bigger breakout room, sat 300 people. In the breakout sessions, they usually have more than one. They actually have 3 presentations going at any one time throughout the day. The main stage ballroom is usually a pretty big topic or a big speaker, and then 2 breakout sessions. But your breakout session was jam-packed, standing room only.
Yeah, it was good. There was 5 of us on there. So Saturday was a cool day. We woke up. Friday the whole thing was cool. So we got there Friday. We couldn't get access to the Airbnb until 4 p.m. So we went directly to the convention, walked around, ate some carnivore snacks, ate some carnivore bars. That was pretty much what we ate that day. And then just interact with people that we hadn't seen in a while, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we got access to the Airbnb. So we went to Whole Foods.
Oh, yeah.
We went to the grocery store to get food for that night, which for me was some clean pork kielbasa sausages, some shrimp. You got some clean meatballs and pork rinds.
Chicken meatballs. Amy Lou, one of my favorite brands.
Amy Lou. And then we got into the Airbnb, got situated there. And Jonathan flew in late.
Oh, yeah, but Bill and
Christina came in. They stayed with us that night. They had just come back from another conference, and then they were there. And Bill and Christina are like
Bill Schindler.
Literally 2 of the best people I know on this planet.
He is phenomenal.
Amazing people. So we sat and talked with them until I think it was like 11 or so at night. Mm-hmm. And then we woke up early to do a group workout at MI40 Gym, which is an awesome gym. And we had Danny Vega, who I hadn't seen in a while. He came lifted with us. Mike Mutzel came lifted with us. Mm-hmm. Bill Schindler was there. Shane. Jonathan Shane was there. And then Megan and Mary, who also were on the food addiction panel. So we all got a group workout in, which was great. And then we went back to Airbnb, cleaned up. Actually,
before we were leaving, everybody else kind of filed out of the gym, and we were just there signing the wall, because there's a whole bunch of bodybuilders and like pros and everything that signed this cool signature wall. We're signing the wall, and a random dude that happened to come in and work out with his wife in the middle of our workout. We didn't talk to him at all at that time, and he was in there doing his thing, and we kind of like caught each other saw him in the mirror and whatever. He came over and said, "Hey, just got to tell you." He stopped you and he's like, "I just got to tell you, peanut butter Tallulah is phenomenal."
Yeah.
So he knew.
Yeah, he knew who
he was obviously in town for Hack Your Health. Yeah.
So that was
hit
cool.
the gym. Mm-hmm.
So we went back, got cleaned up, went to the convention, and then our presentation was at 11:30. Mm-hmm. So we got all situated for that. And then on the panel, there was Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, Mary Roberts, Megan Hempel, Jonathan Shane, and myself. And that needs to be a longer presentation, though. I mean, it was 40 minutes. It needed
to be last year, and I think it was a little bit shorter even this year.
Yeah, 40 minutes is not enough time to talk about food addiction. And we all, before we even started, we told our group, hey, let's keep our bio introduction super, super short. And we did. But the thing about panels is somebody asks a question, and then everybody on the panel, especially with something as, mindset oriented as food addiction, we're all going to have our own unique take on it. So everybody feels like they have to respond to that one question. And by the time we get all 5 people responding and you get to the next question, after 3 questions, the 40 minutes is gone. It
went quick, super quick. There was people, well, how long did you guys stay? You guys stayed after for a while and sat in there and people would just ask you personal questions anyways. And
that's a cool topic. And I feel like the actual panel discussion this year was better than last year, for sure. I mean, last year it was a lot about how the man or entities or powers that be do not really bode well for eating quality food from a societal standpoint, which is important. But at the end of the day, I want it to be more individual based, empowering to the individual. And I feel like we stayed more on that topic this year, which was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So, and we actually talked to Robin on our way out, and Jay Shane said, we need to be either on a bigger stage, have more time, and or both.
Yeah.
So she took note of that. Yes. Good. She was going to take note of that. She said, maybe we'll put you guys in the big screen next time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, honestly, I feel like we jived well, all 5 of us. So I feel like those same 5 people could be on there next year and it would go well. I need to text Robin today and say, thanks again for everything. She's a rock star. Hack Your Health was great. Definitely different vibe from the first KetoCon. It was KetoCon. I think they launched in 17 or 18?
I don't remember. It was before my time.
Year. And then I spoke every year they've had it, but they didn't have it 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic. And they brought it back in 22, if I remember correctly. And then I think in 2024 is when they rebranded to Hack Your Health.
I think, was it 24? They had an overlap. It was KetoCon, then KetoCon by Hack Your Health.
And then Hack Your Health by KetoCon.
And then now it's just straight up Hack Your Health. So it was a 3-year kind of a transitional period, but this is the first time it was in Tampa. Otherwise, it's always been in Austin.
Right.
Which is the barbecue capital of the world. Yeah. It was right across the street from Terry Black's.
Yeah.
It was
And in from a locational standpoint, when it was in Austin, it was good because we've always had a booth there. But we're in Arkansas, so we would just drive south to Austin. It wasn't too big a task for me to bring my entire crew, have a big booth, the whole kit and caboodle. This year, we had just had a baby, so I didn't want to overextend myself too much. So you and I went solo. We didn't do a booth this year, but it felt weird not having a booth, man. Keto Brick has always had a booth at KetoCon Hack Your Health, so we may have to have a booth next year.
We'll have to talk about it. Yeah, because the logistics of getting stuff there is going to be totally different.
Totally different. But there honestly wasn't that many food vendors there. It was Carnivore Bar and
Probably
Carnivore
only
Snacks.
3 or 4 total, maybe?
And maybe another one. But that was it. Most of it was the biohacking technologies. There were the cold plunges, the vibration plates, the light therapies, the photobiomodulation glasses, a lot of TENS unit, muscle relaxant, massagers, all that kind of stuff.
Gadgets and gizmos.
Yeah. A couple supplement companies.
There were some tallow folks.
Tallow Twins was there, which was cool. We got to meet them in person. But not as much of a food-centric, so much as a technology-centric vibe. Yeah. Which there's still a demand for sure, but I've always kind of focused and doubled down on the food side of things.
Well, we are a food we put out a food product. But I remember my first year going there before I worked with Keto Brick or you guys and meeting you guys there. And I think that was the year where there were.
Was that the first year we actually met? First time we actually met?
No, because we met at a different conference in person.
We met at Hard to Kill.
Yeah, we met in Omaha, but that wasn't called Hard to Kill. I think it was called the
Keto Summit.
Keto Summit Omaha or something like that. Yeah. But the first year I went to KetoCon, there was probably 50 food vendors there. Mm-hmm. And they were giving out samples and they were selling product and carnivore snacks. I don't remember if Carnivore Bar was in the picture then, but Piedmontese was there cutting up and grilling steaks, and Peterson Farms was there.
A bunch of ice cream companies that were there.
Ice cream companies like Ratio Granola and like like anyone who was in the keto space with the food product was there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of evolved a little bit.
It has.
A lot of it.
What did y'all do after? Because I left early on Saturday to go hang out with Dom. What did y'all do when I was gone?
Oh, we went and watched Mike Mutzel, part of his presentation on the big stage. He was just talking about exercise and creatine and just kind of the physical aspect of longevity and improving your health. So that's pretty cool. And then we went and watched Bill Schindler did his cheese presentation on the little breakout thing upstairs. And that was about an hour and a half. And he took everybody from start to finish and the process of making like legit quality cheese from scratch. You can start making your own cheese now? It's a pretty intensive process. I don't know that I would be willing to take that on, but I learned a lot about cheese and I learned what to look for, what not to look for, how real cheese should be.
It makes you definitely reconsider the cheese that you buy now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So he made a couple of varieties of legit cheese and then he let the whole crowd come in and try some, and it's the best cheese I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
So then we just kind of ran around and networked, and we sat down and we're like, hey, instead of going to one of these dinners, as a VIP guest or, have a ticket to this thing or this movie premiere or whatever, what if just a few of us went out and got dinner? And that's when we started texting you like, hey, you want to just go get dinner? Just a close knit group, 4 or 5 of us. And we're like, shoot, well, we should wait a little while and see if Robert gets back to us, because we knew you were going to be busy doing stuff, probably away from your phone. And then we decided, okay, let's head back to the Airbnb. They're going to go back to their hotel. We got cleaned up. We're like, let's just go somewhere and get some meat. We want to eat some meat.
Yeah.
So Texas de Brazil is 10 minutes away, and we knew that would be a good place, no matter what.
It was. Yeah.
And then you met us there, so it worked out perfect.
It did. Yeah. After I left, I went and met up with Dom D'Agostino. And I just went straight. I grabbed my spare clothes, but I showed up to his place with my suit on that I've been wearing.
Talking?
Yeah, from speaking. And he's like, man, those don't look like work clothes to me.
They're stretchy though.
They are pretty stretchy. I'm like, man, I got to change the clothes. So I changed clothes, and then he gave me a tour of his whole farm operation. He's got a pretty cool setup. Like he's got this. It's a big plot of land that was originally used as a fish rearing operation where they would, hatch and raise fish. They've got like a feeder stock pond, and then the goal was to raise these fish up, and then people could go fish, catch the fish they wanted, weigh the fish, buy it by the pound, and then take it to stock their own farm.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool deal.
That is cool.
But the guy that was building all that had before he launched it all, had Alzheimer's, dementia, had to get out of the business. And then it kind of got run down. So Dom's just been totally fixing the whole place up, not as a fish farm. But he's got the barn that was there for the fish. He's got all of his 3-wheelers in there that he's refurbished. He's going to build that out potentially to this retreat area. There's all these big, massive fish tanks that he's been just sledgehammering away at, trying to break down. But he had a hurricane there last year before, and there was this massive tree that had fallen over his property line fence. And he'd been chipping away at that, but the main root ball and large base of the trunk was still over the fence. So we got on the tractor and chainsawed that up and moved that over so his fence could get fixed. And then he walked me across his whole property, or not his whole property, but a property line, and he kind of showed me the different lay of the land. And then we lifted outside. He's got this little outdoor gym set up. So we did some heavy power rows and rocked that. And that was kind of my evening. So I was covered in sawdust when I saw your text about going to Texas de Brazil, and I'm like, sure, why not? But it was good.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And then we came back to the hacienda, relaxed, took a shower, went to bed, woke up 3.5 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to today.
And it's almost Thanksgiving. We were just talking about that this morning at the meeting. Next week, because it's a short work week, and I feel like time is just flying.
Dude, next week, so we're only doing 2 work days next week, but it's going to be intensive because we've got...
I think some of us are going to pull a third.
Maybe.
Probably come in and at least do some orders.
Because that software that we've been revamping or rolling out, getting trained on, that will go live mid-December.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty much just been you and me going through lessons, taking quizzes, and acclimating to it. But we're going to have our crew go through all the relevant modules during those 2 days, take all their lessons and quizzes. So that'll be pretty busy in and of itself. We have to batch for the week after Thanksgivings for that production. But then on Monday and Tuesday and probably Wednesday, if people come in on Wednesday, we're going to be packaging orders nonstop.
Why are we going to be packaging orders nonstop?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
Okay, so this episode is going live on Friday, so there may have already been a little chatter online by the time you hear this. But
so we're launching a new flavor technically. So we're doing a collaboration with Keto Brains, like we have done in the past.
The nootropic coffee creamer.
Yep, they've got this super slick nootropic coffee creamer that's delicious. It's got L-theanine, alpha-GPC, lion's mane, MCT in it. So like my brain's buzzing when I'm on it in my coffee. And we've made a collaboration brick with them in the past called nootropic icing with organic cacao butter as the fat base. This year we're going to roll out tallow nootropic icing. We're not going to make the cacao version. At least that's not the plan right now. So this is just going to be the tallow variety, which we've never launched before. So tallow nootropic icing will be hitting the website at noon Central on Sunday the 23rd. It's 23rd, right?
I think it's the 23rd. Let me just confirm.
Just double check that so people don't comment in and be mad.
23rd, you got
23rd.
it. Yep.
Okay, so that'll be going live this Sunday at noon Central. Tallow nootropic icing at ketobrick.com.
Because we've been talking about bringing back nootropic icing. It's been a couple calendar years.
It's been a while since we've launched it, yeah.
And since we started working more with tallow, we thought, hey, let's try the original version and a tallow version at the work meeting one morning. And we all liked the tallow version more than the previous original cacao butter version. So
I'm excited to see what people think of this one.
And a lot of people are like, keep everything tallow. We want more tallow. So
we've got more cacao stuff in the pipeline. So don't worry for all you cacao fans out there. And some flavors just work better with cacao. Some flavors work better with tallow.
True. So there's been a few that we've tried tallow and butter versions, and we've been stuck on the butter version. So,
but this flavor is kind of unique in a couple of different factors. One, it's a collaboration flavor, so we've got Keto Brains nootropic in there.
A full serving per brick.
Yeah, full serving per brick. Plus, it's tallow, which is a new spin on this flavor. But there's no nut butter in there. So for those of you that are trying to avoid nut butters, there's none of that. It's just a solid brick.
And it's a whey protein.
Yeah, it's a whey protein.
Not plant-based. It's
not
one of our
plant-based.
ways.
So it's tasty.
It's the way to go.
They're actually producing it in the kitchen right now as we speak. And after this podcast is done,
you're going to go try a little sample, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to make sure from a quality control standpoint that it's fitting. You know,
I might have to try a little nugget too and revamp my macros for the day.
Yeah, it'll be worth the revamp for sure. So I'm excited about that. I'm also, there's all kinds of random things to talk about. So today I may get my truck back.
Oh yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not sure. I got new tires. I needed new tires anyways, but since did I talk about that on the podcast? How I jacked up my truck?
Jacked it up a week ago.
Yeah. So the whole front end suspension system needed to be replaced. That was going to cost me a pretty penny, but I was kind of on the fence about potentially putting slightly larger tires on and upgrading the suspension anyways. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to have to replace all those components now, I might as well go ahead and upgrade that now. So I'm getting slightly larger tires and a 3-inch lift on the truck. So that'll be good. So if I hit any potholes in the future, it shouldn't be as big an issue.
And I was going to say, do you think the Keto Brick wheel chock is still going to do its job with those bigger tires?
We'll have to test it out.
We'll have to test it out.
Yep. The Keto Brick wheel chock is going to be good.
All right.
And then we're getting pigs this week as well. So actually just got done recording a podcast with Stan, who we're going to get the feed from. But he raises all kinds of critters. And I'm going to get my pigs this weekend. So I got to finish the pig shelter. I got the roof put on it yesterday. I got to finish the walls and get it drugged to the correct location this week. I've got to take a bunch of stuff that's in my trailer currently to the dump. So I've got a free trailer to pick those pigs up in. And then I've got to get the electric fence set up so that they can be trained on that prior to getting access to the entire lower field.
Goodness.
And then...
Luckily, we have a little bit of decent weather this week.
It's supposed to rain this week?
Yeah, we're supposed to get slammed, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. But otherwise, we're in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to try and knock a bunch of that out this afternoon after I'm done with everything else. So that's exciting. And then I'll be in the pig business.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be able to supply my own pig consumption needs, supposedly.
You might have to bring the crew a little bit of bacon.
That's possible. That's possible.
Bringing to work the bacon.
Bringing home the bacon. Bringing to work the bacon. Yes, that'll be good. I'm excited about that. Crystal's super excited about that because she's always wanted pigs. So
that'd be fun for Rigel to
Yeah, I think so.
be involved with too.
I want them to have like tangible daily chores that they just get excited about, get in the habit of doing, and then just look forward to. I think having some responsibilities. I think Rigel's old enough now where he needs to have like tangible daily responsibilities,
like a little bit of structure, and like that'll build good characteristics. You know, good values and work ethic and things to do every day, and that's like a little miniature job. At a young age. I remember when we had sled dogs. At one point, we had 40+ sled dogs, and we were involved with feeding them, taking care of them, training them, cleaning up after them, and it was like, okay, I got to go do this every day after school, whatever. It's fun.
It's good though.
Yep.
Kids need that. I feel like
they just come home and play video games now.
Yeah, I feel like half the problem with the world right now is that kids. I mean, it all kind of stems back to parenting and the environment of the kids to some extent, but like so few kids have tangible work responsibilities. They wait until they get up out of the house in order to get a job, but then when they get a job, they don't know how to work because they've never had to learn work ethic or responsibility, and then they're just a terrible employee. And then it just becomes this negative feedback loop that keeps worsening.
Right. So, like when you're a kid and you don't feel the best, or you have good days and bad days or whatever, you still got to go do your chores.
Yeah.
Like that builds good work ethic for the future. 100%. That's how people, keep jobs. That's how people,
and like that
do
way,
good in life.
I mean, I don't know what we're going to do as far as like an allowance. Haven't really thought about that with the kids because with stuff like taking care of the animals, that shouldn't be paid for, in my opinion. Like, look, if you're here and you're eating this food, it's your responsibility to take care of this food before we harvest it so that we have good food to eat.
Yeah, and if you don't...
That just kind of like comes with the territory.
If you don't ever start paying him an allowance or something, he will never associate that with that and expect that.
Yeah.
That just builds... Again, it goes back to work ethic.
Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, we never got paid an allowance for any of this stuff that we did around the house. And we did a lot of stuff, man. I mean... When I started making money, it was when I wanted to save up to buy a truck, which is that old truck I still have. And I was working a bunch of random landscaping jobs. Like I would walk to my neighbors, I would mow and weed at their place, I'd pick up around the house, I would cut firewood during the winter, and then I'd sell firewood for people. But like I wasn't paid for anything that I did at our house. Like that was just responsibilities that came with living there.
Did you ever have a Kool-Aid stand?
I did. Like I said, when we lived in town in second grade, I had like a Kool-Aid lemonade stand. I didn't ever make any money on it.
Yeah.
But I did that. Most of my money in high school was landscaping.
Yeah. I used to sell candy out of my backpack in like sixth grade elementary school. And I got shut down by the school.
You got shut down by the school?
I would come to school and I'd have like Kit Kats and Snickers. And that was before, obviously,
This is before your keto days.
I was like 12 years old. And I was making decent money.
Yeah.
And so my parents would take me to the grocery store and I'd find deals on whatever candy and I'd bring it to the school and I'd sell it to my buddies in all the other classes. And that was my entrepreneurship, before ever having a job. That was 12 years old.
I remember we got bees when I was a kid and we raised bees. So my brother and I, it was called Sykes Boys Y Mountain Gold because we lived on Y Mountain and honey, so it's gold. And my dad made a label of both of us with the beehives in the background. And we'd fill up these jars of honey, and then we'd sell that to everybody at the school. And we'd sell out, man. Like it was
legit.
It was
honey.
legit. But, I mean, you and I are both probably contributing to diabetic
Oh,
epidemic.
yeah,
You're selling candy and I'm selling
yeah,
honey.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was good quality honey though, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's natural at least.
Natural at least for sure, not Kit Kats and
No.
Snickers. But yeah, man, I feel like having a job for kids is important. I did a lot of work for my uncle too, so he had that business labeling personalized water, and I'd go and I'd label water. I'd make deliveries with him, and that was a frequent summer job for me.
Yeah, my very first job before I was of legal age to work, I think I was 14 or 15, so my parents had to drop me off, and it was for my parents both worked in healthcare, but they knew a lot of the docks. And one of the docks had like a horse barn, and I had to go do something. He had just moved, and he had to do some fresh landscaping, but he wanted some of these bales of hay or straw or whatever it was laid all across his front yard because he wanted to fertilize or whatever. I don't remember what exactly was going on, but I grabbed the wrong bales of something else that had a whole bunch of seeds or something in it, and he was so mad because I spread it across this entire multi-acre front yard. I mean, this is a massive house, and it ended up growing all these weeds because it grew out of the straw or the alfalfa or the hay or whatever. Yeah, that was my first job. I was 14 or 15, and I royally screwed it up. He had to redo the whole thing.
Not good. Was there any other like massive mistakes you made working job young?
No, not really.
That was it.
My very first official job when I was 15, I had a learner's permit so I could drive a little bit. Dishwasher, the back of a restaurant.
Back of the house, dishwasher.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, the jobs like that are good, man.
That taught me a lot. Like that was the crappiest job ever, but that got my feet wet. It gave me a paycheck. It made me look like I used to take my money and go shopping and like buy stuff that I felt cool about earning. And hey, I got this new shirt. I bought it with my own money at my own job. And you start to appreciate other employees and different jobs and just the whole entire process.
Yeah, I'm excited for the day when Rigel is old enough to like actually work up here and actually be helpful as opposed to making messes, like cleaning messes up, if he wants to. But I think that would be like using this business, because we kept it all in house, as a vehicle for him to learn some of these skills in a safe environment. But I mean, like, I think that would be really good for him because he'll learn to work alongside other people. You have to be pretty structured in everything we do around here.
You have to be like on time. There's certain processes and procedures you got to abide by. Yeah. It's just
and we
really
just
good.
start him doing the basic stuff like cleaning, dishes, all that jazz, and then he could just learn all the equipment and machinery and batching and production as he grows, apparel, all that stuff. Speaking of apparel, all right. So we've alluded to. We can talk. How am I doing on time, Chip? 28 minutes. All right, this will be the last thing that we talk about today because we got a lot of stuff to do. So we had talked in a prior work podcast about getting several pallets of goods shipped to us from Canada. So just kind of, I don't remember what all I've said on that, but there's basically a company that I've used for gear in the past as a consumer, as a customer, and it's hands down, 100%, no questions asked, full stop, the best quality gear I've ever used, period. And I'm kind of like a junkie when it comes to backpack style gear, like bags, carrying luggage items. Like I've tested out them all. I've tried the super high end, expensive name brand stuff. I've tried the lower budget stuff. I put stuff through the ringer, and I'm really hard on my gear. So I found this company. I bought one of their bags, and I've used it for probably about a year, maybe longer now, maybe a year and a half. And it's the best I've ever had, hands down. And I reached out to them, and I'm like, hey, we're going to relaunch our apparel early in 2026. We'd like to be able to offer these items as well. Is that something that we could potentially do through you? Like private label using this stuff because it's the best that I've ever had. And they're like, well, no, but would you be interested in taking over the company? And I said, well, I am interested. So that's what we've got shipping to us as we speak, like all of their current inventory items, which is more than just gear. Like it's pretty cool stuff.
It is there's some sweet stuff coming. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, there's some sweet stuff coming. So that is inbound to us right now. And I don't want to give out all the details until I physically have it in my possession because
Because then we can show you guys.
Because then we can show you. But it's been kind of a little bit of a shitstorm getting it here. So unbeknownst to me, like I'm going to pay shipping for it, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Freight of 10 pallets of freight.
I think it's 9.
9 pallets.
Yeah. I didn't know what freight would be. I got the quote. I agreed to pay the quote. No problem. Rock and roll. Didn't know what duties was going to cost. And I'm like, well, hopefully it's not more than the cost of freight. If it's about the same cost of freight, that's realistic, so we can deal with that.
It was a smidge higher.
It was a smidge higher. I guess technically 10 times higher than the cost of freight.
10 smidges.
10 smidges higher, which I did not budget for. But I'm like, okay, let's just distill this down to the core essence here. Is this the highest quality stuff that I've ever used? Yes. Do we want to offer it with the apparel relaunch? Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll be able to recoup this cost when we do, hopefully. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and find a way to get it here. So that's what I did. I pulled some strings, leveraged myself a little bit more than I like, but I'm like, this is the best. We're going to sell the best. No questions asked. YOLO.
Yeah. You could have bought a car or paid the duties.
Pretty much.
Paid the duties.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's realistically to that extent. You could have bought a brand new car or you could have paid the duties. Yeah. And I'm like, well, brand new car is not going to offer any value to anybody else.
True.
Let's just go ahead and pay the duties and then offer something that's freaking awesome to everybody when we relaunch. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So that should be arriving like this week.
I think probably, hopefully not coming
next week while we're gone.
Yeah, but I mean, there'll be someone here probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So I got to
I wouldn't imagine they'd try to deliver on Thursday.
So that's inbound. And again, I'm not trying to tease it too much here. We're going to hold off with the relaunch until we're ready, but it'll probably be first quarter of 2026 for sure. But when we launch the apparel, it's not just going to be T-shirts. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a
lifestyle.
Yeah, it's going to be a lifestyle. So I'm super excited about that, and it'll be good. It'll be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Good. So there's that. All right, we could keep talking. I kind of want to do a deep dive on food addiction, like some of the stuff that was discussed during the panel, but we got a lot to do today, man.
We do.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
We can talk about that at a later date. So we will get after the rest of the day.
Sounds good.
Till next time, Greggy.
Adios.
Hey, by the way, appreciate you coming with me to Hack
That was
Your Health.
fun. Thanks for taking me.
Just having Jonathan there.
That was good. That was good. That was time well spent.
It's cool to travel with people that just get it. I mean, it was no hard sell to get you to try to come to the gym with me early in the morning. Like, it was like, okay, we want to do this.
Yeah.
It's not weird to be like, hey, man, let's go to Whole Foods instead of out to eat. Let's go get some stuff to meal prep. It's like, you just get it.
That's what I would do if I was traveling by myself.
Yeah.
I'd find a gym. I'd go to the grocery store. I'd make my own food. I'd stay dialed in. I'd bring snacks with me. So it just meshes.
It's nice when you're traveling with people that you don't have to explain things to, and it's just this understood camaraderie. Mm-hmm. It's just like your mother half, man.
Yep.
My work wife. I kept calling you. I kept introducing you as my work wife at Hack Your Health.
I guess you're my work wife too, then.
Well, it'd be weird if I said you're my work husband.
Yeah.
Oh, calling you a wife.
So are we both wives? Yeah.
We got to figure out.
Women.
We could just say co-worker or colleague. That'd probably be less weird.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Toodles.
Toodles.